Now, due east of the Shogun's castle is a bridge known as Nihonbashi, which can be literally translated as Japan Bridge. This was a major bridge during the Tokugawa period, and it's still at the heart of downtown Tokyo. It was a bridge that was created in 1603, originally as a wooden bridge, and remained so until the 20th century, when it was turned into a Renaissance-style stone bridge. Starting in the Tokugawa period, Nihonbashi was known as the kilometer zero point of Japan. That is, it was the origin point from which all the major highways from the Tokugawa period were counted. It was a literal physical center of Japan. It was also, not coincidentally, the economic heart of the city of Edo, lying as it did in the heart of the commoner Shitamachi district. I encourage you to look through the different images of this bridge as it goes through time, because I think it will give you a vivid sense of how the city of Tokyo changes even as the bridge remained in place. Now, in 1872, the powers that be at that time created the last wooden version of Nihonbashi. In 1881, Kiyochika produced a print that includes that 1872 wooden bridge. And in it, you can see the city of now Tokyo starting to change. And so, for example, you are immediately greeted by the sights of two gas lights illuminating the bridge. But in the shadows, you also see horse-drawn carriage, a rickshaw or jinriksha, which was a Meiji period invention. And if you look even closer at the shadowy figures who are walking over the bridge, you do see one or two figures seemingly wearing Western clothes, perhaps a military uniform. You can also see a figure of another man wearing a bowler hat with a walking stick, but still wearing a Japanese-style kimono. In another photograph, you see the same 1872 version of the bridge, but you start to see further modernizing innovations. For example, you can see the rails of the streetcars that were introduced in the city of Tokyo in 1903. You also see alongside the streets towers and lines of the electric cables that were crisscrossing the city of Tokyo by this time. In 1911, Nihonbashi was transformed into a Renaissance-style stone bridge with double arch that you can still see to this day. So this was a period where Japan had entered the ranks of the Western major powers and was seeing itself in that light. And so this stone bridge was meant to symbolize just how civilized Japan had become, and in many ways Western. Now, in 1963, the beautiful stone bridge was covered over by a new highway system that was being created in preparation for the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. If you go to downtown Tokyo and go to Nihonbashi today, you will see that the bridge is still covered by that highway. But now there are plans underway with the hope of not only beautifying the area and making a greater use of Nihonbashi Bridge, but perhaps even to take away the highway system that runs over it. This stone bridge witnessed Japan's transformation into a major imperial power starting into the Meiji era. It witnessed the devastation of the Great Kanto earthquake. It not only witnessed the devastations of the Second World War, but also saw Japan re-emerging out of the ashes and becoming the second largest economy in the world in the course of the post-war decades. And it still stands to this day, witnessing how Japan will transform into the 21st century.